Good morning and welcome to Tuesday. Here we are, second day of the week, and we continue digging into the claims of God against Israel and Judah. And we've heard him talk about Ephraim. He sprinkles that in there. And now we're going to hear another name again. I mentioned it to you yesterday, and we're going to see the name of Jacob sprinkled in there, because the very nation Israel, all tribes considered together, is also from time to time referenced as Jacob. And just jot it down, write it down, remember this. When you're reading through after the story of Jacob in Genesis and you move forward into the timeline, watch carefully when God mentions Israel and when he mentions Jacob, and see, especially in the prophetic literature, if it's not indicating a problem when he mentions the word Jacob. So the first name, the given name at birth, was Yaakov, Jacob, which means one who grabs the heel. The changed name, the new name that he was given by the Lord, who knows the end from the beginning, and he has his eye upon what's going to be accomplished in somebody's life because they yield, if they yield, to the goodness and grace of the Lord, and with his amazing recreative ability and transformative power, they walk into a whole new destiny which has a name upon it, and they're given a new name because there is a new potential and new destiny in store for them. Not that which their mom and dad saw, but that which the Lord himself sees and knows. And so watch carefully as the first name, Jacob or Jacob, is used, and then the second name, or the name that God hung on him, Israel, is used, and see what's going on, because that's one of the signs, one of the tells within the story of whether something's headed the right direction or possibly the wrong one. Just one of those hints we can take from Scripture, and you have that, and you can see now how it's used as we go into this portion of God's claim against Israel. We're looking at the return. Remember, returning and returning to the Lord. And we see here in Hosea 12, verses 2 through 4, the Lord has a charge to bring against Judah. So this is the southern kingdom and one of the tribes of Israel that holds territory. The border of Judah and the border of Benjamin meets in the city Yerushalayim, or Jerusalem. The Lord has a charge to bring against Judah. He will punish Jacob, or Jacob, according to his ways and repay him according to his deeds. Now, this idea of punishment is not judgment. Judgment is without mercy and after something has been given up. Punishment is with mercy to make a connection to the problem that one has within themselves, and that they can be transformed and changed. They can be confronted, transformed and changed. And that punishment is always, he chastens those whom he loves. So the idea of punishment is to bring consequences on someone so that they make a connection between what it is that they do and the outcome, and that they can understand the problem lies within them. The problem is not others and situations and circumstances or luck. The problem is myself. And so one of the great takeaways today as we look through this is, when we look at a situation, what do we tend to blame on upbringing, past, others? Who is it we throw under the bus on that? And how much of that do we take responsibility for as far as how I act and how I think and how my emotions work according to that. And only when we take that in hand and deal with the part that we can deal with in relationship to ourselves, do we have a chance of being able to be properly chastened and disciplined by the Lord and brought into a new place. He will punish Jacob according to his ways and repay him according to his deeds. And now we go all the way back to the history of Yaakov. And why was he given the name of Yaakov or Jacob? We say it Jacob in English, Yaakov in Hebrew. And here's the story. This connects us back into the book of Genesis. In the womb, he grasped his brother's heel. So as they were born, we can see a hand, if you can imagine a hand coming out of the birth canal. The first baby is born, Esau, and he comes out head first. But as his feet clear, there is a little hand gripping his ankle. His younger brother, because he's the second one to come down the birth canal out of the uterus, he's grabbing that little, I can just see that little hand. I've seen those pictures of those little hands grabbing a doctor's finger. Now you can just see that little hand tightly clinging to that ankle as Esau departs the womb and Jacob has got him by the ankle. Well, in Hebrew, one who grasps the heel is also somebody who causes you to trip, somebody who deceives you. And so naturally, what name does he get? Esau is hairy and red, so he gets the word Esau, which means red. And the next one to come out has been grabbing his heel, so he's called Yaakov. And so the picture of their birth, the picture of their natural order is captured in their names. And then it says, as a man, he struggled with God. As a man, he struggled with God. What is this struggling about? It is about dealing with his circumstances, situation, dealing with his own nature, and being confronted by God. This is that picture of discipline, struggling with God. He struggled with the angel of the Lord. I'll fill in that part. You can look back to the book of Genesis and pick up that story of the actual struggling. He struggled with the angel of the Lord and overcame him. He wept and begged for his favor. So we have that picture of struggling, that picture of somebody's name and why they were given it, because from the very beginning, he was seen as somebody who grabs the heel. And then we see that the key to the transformation and the change is struggling with the Lord, being open and honest about one's own nature, and then being contended with by God, with the goal in mind of a new name and a transformation. So, think about that today as we go forward in our day, this Tuesday. Where is it that I need to wrestle with an issue? Where is it that I need to quit blaming others, hiding it under the rug, sweeping it under the rug, hiding it? And where is it that I need to just confront that and allow the Lord to confront me? This was the problem in the nation of Israel. This was a problem in the nation of Judah, and this is why God is calling Israel Jacob, and why he's connecting them to their foundations. Jacob, he's basically saying this: as a nation, you're acting like a newborn Jacob and then moving down a path in your life without me and blaming others and holding others accountable for your situation. And as a result, you are headed down the wrong path, and I'm going to have to take you in hand, just like I did Jacob, and put you through a time of punishment. I'm going to have to allow the consequences of your ways and everything that you are owed because of them catch up with you. Rather than put them off, I need to bring the harvest to you, the bitter harvest to you, so you get the clue, so you get the idea of what it is you are responsible for and what it is you have your hand on. Just like Jacob had his hand on Esau's heel. What is it you have your hand on? What is it you're doing? What is it that I'm doing that's causing this turbulence and this problem? And the quicker we get to that, the shorter the time of the punishment and the shorter the lesson, so that we can move on to bigger and better things. So Lord bless you as you think about that. I know that's not easy to think about, but we have a claim against Israel. We also may have some claims of the Lord against us, and we need to face them and realize that God is rich in mercy, quick to forgive, and quick to show us in the easiest way possible how we can make the connection. And that might be our prayer today. Lord, what is the quickest way possible with the least pain and least consequences for others around me, that you can bring me to the end of myself and show me the error of my ways and the bad fruit of my deeds, and help me to own it, and help me to come back to you and turn to you or return to you for forgiveness. The Lord bless you as you consider that. Have a great day. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.